Once upon a time, in a dark and gloomy forest, there lived a monster named Grendel. Grendel was a giant, monstrous creature with razor-sharp teeth and claws as long as a grown man's arm. He roamed the forest at night, hunting for unsuspecting prey to devour. The villagers who lived on the outskirts of the forest were terrified of Grendel. They had heard stories of his terrible deeds and knew that he was not to be trifled with. They did their best to avoid the forest at night, and when they had to venture into it, they went in groups, armed with weapons and torches. But despite their precautions, Grendel always found a way to snatch one or two villagers from their homes. He would sneak into the village under the cover of darkness, snatch a victim, and disappear back into the forest before anyone could even react. One night, a young boy named Timmy was snatched from his bed by Grendel. Timmy's parents were devastated, and the villagers were outraged. They knew they could no longer wait for Grendel to strike again. They decided to take action and send a group of brave villagers into the forest to hunt down the monster. The villagers gathered weapons and supplies and set out into the forest, determined to put an end to Grendel's reign of terror. They searched for days, but found no sign of the monster. Just when they were about to give up, they stumbled upon a cave deep in the heart of the forest. The cave was dark and damp, and the villagers could hear strange noises coming from deep within. They lit their torches and ventured inside, ready for anything. But nothing could have prepared them for what they found. The cave was filled with bones, the remains of Grendel's victims. The villagers were horrified and knew that they had found Grendel's lair. They searched deeper into the cave, and soon they came upon Grendel himself. The monster was enormous, towering over the villagers. He let out a deafening roar and lunged at them with his claws. But the villagers were brave and fought back with all their might. They battled Grendel for what felt like hours, and finally, with a mighty blow, they managed to kill the monster. The villagers emerged from the cave victorious, but they knew they could never forget the terrible things they had seen. They returned to their village, where they told stories of their brave battle with Grendel, and warned their children to always be careful when venturing into the forest at night. From that day on, the forest was never the same. The villagers avoided it as much as possible, and those who did enter it were always on guard. But even though Grendel was gone, the memory of the monster lived on, and the villagers knew that they would never truly be safe from the horrors that lurked in the dark, gloomy forest.